There are a number of binding methods you can use to prepare your book block for casing in with our covers. Sewing the pages together is common, but requires a large initial startup cost. Using an electric paper drill and screw posts, if you have one available, will give you a sturdy book block that works perfectly with our covers. Make sure and measure the drill bit on your paper drill to ensure that the holes are 4/16 in diameter. That would fit very nicely with the standard 3/16 inch screw posts. You will need to make sure to prepare your paper drill in advance to make sure that the holes are within 1/16 of an inch from the edge of the paper. This ensures that a tight hinge on your book block and allows your covers to open freely. Our end sheets come in a variety of sizes. Now, whether you use our end sheets or some from a different supplier or ones that you've made yourself, we do recommend that you pre-trim the end sheets before adding them to whatever method of binding you are going to use. Unless, of course, you do plan on face trimming the entire book block after it's been bound together. Make sure that the end sheets you're going to be using are drilled at the same time as the book block that you're drilling. Okay. First make sure and put your end sheets in place. Your book block, spine towards the edge there. And that gives you everything you need. The next step is just putting in the screw posts. Okay, these are the screw posts that we use. You can locate screw posts like these in most scrapbooking, hobby supply stores, places along that lines. They're basically, like the name implies, a screw and a post. Now, the only flaw with these is that the heads are slightly wider than the space we have available on the spine, and they'll interfere with the edge of the spine or the fold of the hinge. So what we do is just take a simple pair of pliers or wire cutters and trim off a little bit from either side. They're aluminum, so it only takes a second. And this makes them just the right size for using with the book. Now, as I said, they're very simple to trim and won't really interfere with your timetable too much. Okay, now that I've got the heads and tails trimmed appropriately, this is the final stage, which is inserting your screw posts into the spine. Make sure that the trimmed edges are all lined up appropriately so that they don't interfere with the edge of the book. Again, flip the book over, exposing the screw holes, and insert your screw heads. At this point, once you get them in, you'll need your pliers and screwdriver again to hold them all together. And that should take care of that. Okay, and just finally grab a hold of the book with your pliers and finish tightening them down so you can make sure everything stays lined up appropriately as you tighten down. You don't want it too loose. But just remember, the edges of these are sharp. Not only can they cut you, they can also tear up your end sheets, which is not a good thing. So we will just tighten them down just enough to hold the book securely. There. Without tearing anything apart. And there you have it. One finished book block ready for the cover.